Really excited to have my next guest on with me. He's a celebrity choreographer, a self-made entrepreneur and artist. He's worked with artists like Rihanna, Kanye West, as well as the greats like Madonna. His name is Mr. Bijan Williams. How are you doing today, sir?
What's up, brother? How you feeling today?
Doing fantastic. A pleasure to have you here. Thank you so much for coming on. So tell us a little bit about your story. What got you into the position that you're in today? You've met some pretty amazing people and had some pretty great experiences.
Yeah. I've been on a whirlwind journey. Started dancing really late in life. You know, a lot of people grow up as like these child actor, dancer models. I was sort of a nerd kid. I kind of like grew up math and science, planned to be a doctor.
Really?
And then, first year in college, I was like 17, went to college early, met some artsy kids in New York City, and just kind of like everything happened from there.
So at 17 in college, this means if you're 17 in college, you were like fully committed to going to medical school.
Oh yeah, 100%. Studying chemical biology, doing advanced physics and thermodynamics. Mom was super happy that she was gonna have a doctor's son. Somehow or another, I went to a big city, and when you go to a big city, you meet a lot of different artists and talents and stuff like that. And I just fell in love with the vibration of like creativity.
So is that what initially drew you into working as a choreographer, as a dancer, was just that freedom of creativity and the freedom of expression?
It sort of was like, for the first time I was able to like kind of live and like explore who I really wanted to be, kind of thing. I knew I was always into like arts. I loved dancing growing up, but I never really thought there was an opportunity there for like a job or for like a career, you know?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I think a lot of us have those feelings of how great would it be to do that, but it's like there's a part of us that when we grow up a little bit, it's like, okay, back to reality.
Of course.
I can only be a doctor. I can only do this. But I'm glad that you kind of broke out of that and kind of found your own way. So tell me about that initial step that you took to kind of get into it. What did you have to do to become a choreographer? And because you said, you learned a little late when people have been doing this for maybe 10 to 15 years at this point.
Yeah. I think the most important key element to success is commitment.
Absolutely.
And belief. I knew going into it that I loved it and I was going to pursue it, and I didn't let anyone else's words sway me. So it was just 100% commitment, 100% dedication, and just ignoring the naysayers.
I love that you say that because, as always, we hear it time and time again that people are going to tell you no, but I think until you experience that on a first-hand level, especially when you have people close to you, you know, friends, family that are like, I don't know if that's possible, I don't know if you can do that.
Totally. Yeah, I want to say that the people that care about you the most times are the worst for you.
Yeah, because
they care about your success and your failure, and they want you to take the safe route. And taking the safe route is really never the most exponential way for success.
Absolutely. So staying focused, staying on that track, and just realizing that like if you have a goal and you want it to happen, you can make it happen. But you have to kind of sometimes put the blinders on.
Yeah, and it's also the commitment too. Like I was terrible when I first started. I wasn't one of those like protege kids who was just like immediate success. Like I failed consistently, and that's what made me successful.
So the hard work aspect of it was a major side of that as well. So tell me a little bit about that. How was that? Because that has to be a tough experience.
Yeah.
And you said commitment and perseverance is what's key there.
Cool.
Tell me about kind of having to learn in the learning curve of competing against some of these people and kind of pushing through those moments when you felt like you weren't doing too great.
Yeah, I mean, I think that for me, the first important thing was being around the greats, right? I didn't go into the industry wanting to take the beginner course. I didn't go into it being like, let me just do my baby steps, because again, that's not commitment. Like I'm gonna go to the main city where the best dancers are in the world, and I'm gonna learn from them. Like why learn from an average level when you can just go to where the experts are and learn from them, and then you gain the respect that once you kind of like creep towards their level, they're like, cool, I've seen you progress.
Absolutely. That's so cool. And I think the courage to like do that as well has a level of respect to it as well. That's like the fact that you're willing to put yourself out there and reach out and be a go-getter and do that, I think has a level of awareness to it as well, which is really, really cool. Let's talk about when you started finding success. Like what was that like, especially after having to work super hard for what you were doing, coming to the game a little late. What was it like when you first started getting those celebrity clients and really you're like, I made it, like this is crazy, I'm actually doing it.
It's cool, you know, because you know you start to sort of appreciate your time and your investment, right? And you start to do these really cool things and have these experiences that you've like visualized mentally, and it just fuels you to like do other things, right? So you use the words that you made it. Like I just kept feeling like I never really made it. Like,
I love that.
I did a really cool thing. Cool, let's recreate, right? And so, you know, I'm here as like this person who's choreographed a lot of people, but like I've essentially retired from choreography, you know, and I've moved on to artist development as a whole. and we're creating a whole experience where people can come to a location in Los Angeles, California, and develop their entire package, their entire career.
That's
so
really cool.
I just keep learning. So I started off dancing, then choreographing, then I learned photography and video, then I started doing songwriting, and now I have this company where if you live anywhere in the world and you want to come to LA, we will completely put together your brand, from writing your song, producing your music, photo shoot, and music video in one complete house.
That's so awesome. So you're literally just continuing to grow, which I think is awesome. And I think what you said is great too, kind of not being okay with, I made it. It's like, what's next? And that was kind of like the segue into my next question was.
Perfect.
Well, yeah, no, it was perfect. It's great because it's how do you keep that drive? Because when we first get started at a project, it's easy to be super passionate about it, super excited about it, and willing to wake up every morning and make those sacrifices. But once you get into the hump, the kind of the Wednesday of the goal, it's hard to continue and push forward. So what did you do to kind of keep yourself motivated and keep yourself going?
Honestly, it has a lot to do with like emotion intelligence and like the desire to continue to grow. You know what I mean? Like I dealt with a lot of ego and feeling like I was the cool kid in town and stuff like that. And then my world crumbled and like craziness happened in my life, and I was like set up for all these different things, and it allowed me to like find humility and then just be like in the space of wanting to learn, wanting to grow, and just let that be the driving force as opposed to like the coolness of what you're doing, right?
I love it.
Just like, I'm gonna learn this craft, I'm gonna keep doing this thing, and now here I am like on the comeback, just being like, cool, I'm not gonna let my past like hold me down, I'm gonna continue to do things, continue to create great success. And my success is other people's success,
That's
right?
great.
Like
uplifting others.
Yeah, like 100%. Like I feel like I'm successful when someone else comes into my world and I'm able to make their life better.
That's awesome. That's awesome. I love it. Continuing to just keep motivated and keep going. So tell me again a little bit more about what you're doing now in LA as your talent development. How can people learn a little bit more about that and possibly even get involved?
Yeah, totally. I mean, obviously you can add me on Instagram. It's Bijan as music. And 100% send me a DM if you're looking to develop your brand, if you're looking to, you know, be an artist, whether you're a dancer, actor, model. I have the best photographers in town, I have the best songwriters in town.
Do you guys do even like video production work and stuff like that? Because I know that here in Park City as well as Salt Lake, we have a huge video production scene.
Of course.
A lot of indie filmmakers.
You guys are welcome to come out. Actually, I just took over this really beautiful mansion in LA in the Hollywood Hills, and we have a full production studio in-house. So we have a psych wall, we have a recording studio, we have vanity mirrors for hair and makeup, and every day we're bringing in different types of talent, actors, models, dancers, and singers and performers. And it's a really beautiful space, and what's cool about it is we're making it a both and, right? So you can come there and create your thing, and then also it's a space that's available for events and for like the release of your thing.
Oh, cool.
Right?
That's
so
awesome.
We're creating sort of like a members only club where if you want to be around artists and talented people, you could also just come there. We're doing private events for the who's who of Hollywood. Is
so
what
kind
we're
of
treating.
cultivating the network as well.
Yeah.
That's
so
awesome.
it's cool because like what we'll do is a membership club. We're going to start that within the next few months, where we're doing sort of like a Soho House kind of vibe, where you pay for your annual membership, and like we're going to do once a week or once a month events. It'll be a pool party. It'll be an intentional speaking moment where you can come here and learn and network. We do a once a month mastermind where different masters of industries can come through, learn, teach, create. And so it's just a really powerful thing that we're creating, where it's like, you know, a lot of the LA party houses you heard about, like the Hollywood Hills party houses, and it's cool to have one of those. It's cool to go to them. I love that myself. But like the house that I'm creating is something that like is going to be
with purpose, total
empowerment. You leave empowered as opposed to hungover.
Awesome, Bijan, thank you so much. Really appreciate it.
Yeah.
Fantastic to always meet self-made entrepreneurs and learn how they did it and what they did to make it where they are right now. Again, if we can throw up his Instagram one more time so you can give him a shout out. Bijan is music, and definitely check him out and everything that he's has going on at his mansion in LA. You're not going to want to miss out on that at all. We'll be right back with much more right here on Mountain Connections.